when one awakens out of one's ego perspective, which is really the superego perspective, because Freud called it the ego, his kind of understanding of the ego is balance, actually, is the middle path, the middle way, the id being the animalistic. And I don't necessarily agree with this, and the superego being what we might call the ego, which is really just one's idea of oneself, or one's ideas. It's almost like it's an ideology of the self. And so what we're doing, or a story, what we're doing is we're believing that story of the self, and that's the aperture or the perspective through which we experience the world. When I had my shift in perspective out of this, it was life-changing, because it wasn't that, it was when it is seen so clearly, it dies because it is so ridiculous. When you can actually see the ridiculousness of the small perspective of the self that is a story that kind of believes itself. So it's not that it's not free, it's not that the self beyond the ideas of the self is free of story, it's that it believes the story. So it's like we're stuck in a movie and we believe that movie of ourself, and when one sees the movie, the awakening is to see the movie and then just go, oh wow, it's a movie. And so nothing really changes, apart from your perspective goes from being in the screen to kind of like out of the screen, and being able to look around and feel into everything. And when you do that, you realize it's almost like you can see and feel and experience the interconnectedness, because the interconnectedness is in that kind of slightly shifted back perspective, and everybody can feel into this. We're there anyway. Everybody's there. They just don't know they're there. It's literally because if we lean into the screen, it's like in our if all our perspective is in the screen in the movie, that's all we can see. When you shift your perspective back and you can see the screen, then you're still watching the movie, but you've also gained, oh my goodness, there's this whole other room. And when people are stuck here, they do not realize the magic and the beauty and the freedom that exists in the real world. And it is a bit of the Matrix kind of analogy, but it's not quite so scary. It's not that the Matrix the movie is awful. The movie's wonderful, but we become the director and the actor. We become the producer, the director, and the actor in the movie. So I Goddess is about becoming the director, the producer, and the actor in the movie of you, in a way that feels completely all-encompassing and bridges spirituality, embodiment, and the material world. And that's why it's so inspiring to me, and that's why I want it to be inspiring to you.